Hello, Kauai. Here's our County of Kauai briefing for Monday, May 24th. The Department of Health is reporting no new cases today. We have 8 active cases, no one is hospitalized. 13 people are in Department of Health directed quarantine. Our cumulative case count is 360, including 318 confirmed locally, 3 probable, and 39 tested out of state off island, but reported after the arrival to Kauai. We are pleased to report that effective today, Kauai is back in Tier 4. We thank all of you for your collective efforts to control our recent spike in cases by following safety protocols, getting tested, and most importantly, getting vaccinated. Tier 4 is the least restrictive of the Kauai County COVID tiers, but we are working with our state partners on restructuring our tier chart to allow for a Tier 5 with even less restrictions. We envision Tier 5 to be triggered by our vaccine rate. We continue discussions with the governor and the state on this proposal, and we expect to have more details available later this week, so stay tuned. In the meantime, you can view the current tier chart on our COVID website at kauai.gov/COVID-19. We invited our district health officer, Dr. Janet Berriman, to discuss more about today's shift to Tier 4.
Thank you, Mayor Kawakami. The county is making this move today because after our large spike in cases, we've now had 2 full weeks of low daily case counts, on average fewer than 2 new cases per day, which is good news. We had a really big spike in cases in late April and early May, and residents may be wondering whether it's really safe for us to go back to Tier 4. I do think it's the appropriate thing for us to do. We're not likely to go back to the days when we had full weeks with no new cases, but this spike showed us that Kauai can do a good job of getting COVID-19 under control. Here's how we responded. We dramatically increased testing, and our community came forward and got tested, more than 400 people a day. We mobilized our trained contact tracers and case investigators to handle over 70 active cases and 400 contacts at one time. Each one of those required daily check-in with Department of Health staff. And just as importantly, our community cooperated with Department of Health and followed directions to isolate or quarantine. Mahalo. Our healthcare partners provided care to those who needed it and had adequate hospital bed and ICU capacity, which fortunately we did not need to use. Finally, but perhaps most important, our increasing vaccination rates provided an important layer of protection that we didn't have last fall when we had our last spike in cases. Especially having vaccinated most of our kupuna, more than 80% of those over 65 are fully vaccinated. The risk of hospitalizations and severe disease is much reduced. I do want to add a comment about masks. As you know, the CDC has said that there are many situations in which fully vaccinated people do not need to wear masks. Unfortunately, we can't tell when we're out in our community who is vaccinated and who is not. It's still the case that fewer than half of us are fully vaccinated. We all know how many more visitors are enjoying our island, and more of us are traveling. The risks of COVID in our community are real, and we will certainly see more cases. I'm optimistic that we can manage it, and masks continue to be an important part of our effort. The governor's statewide mask mandate remains in place and applies to everyone, whether vaccinated or not. The governor works closely with the Department of Health, and I'm sure the mandate will be adapted in the coming weeks. Masks remain an effective and important layer of protection for all of us. I still wear mine when I'm around people from outside my household. And yes, I'm fully vaccinated. It's a relatively small price to pay for being able to get back to more normal activities. Mahalo to each of you for your part in controlling COVID-19 in our community.
Mahalo, Dr. B. And again, mahalo Kauai for your efforts. The Department of Health is reporting that 47% of our residents are fully vaccinated and 56%, or nearly 40,000 residents, have received at least 1 dose of COVID vaccine. Our numbers continue to be the best in the state. All Kauai residents aged 12 and older are now eligible to receive a vaccine, and we want to send a special shout out to our keiki who are getting vaccinated. You're helping to make a difference to keep our island safe. Thank you. All three Kauai hospitals, Lihue Longs and Lihue Safeway, are administering vaccines to people aged 12 and older. Minors ages 12 to 17 years old must be accompanied to their appointment by a parent or guardian. Adults wishing to receive the vaccine have many opportunities island-wide, including several pop-up vaccine clinics, starting this weekend from Hanalei to Kekaha. Mahalo to the many partners helping to coordinate these pop-up vaccine clinics. For more information on where to get vaccinated, visit kauai.gov/vaccine. Hawaii residents who have been fully vaccinated in Hawaii are able to travel inter-island exempt from the travel quarantine without needing a pre-travel test. If you are traveling inter-island and have been vaccinated in the state of Hawaii, you can upload a photo of your vaccine card or VAM certification onto your Safe Travels profile. For those who have not been vaccinated in the state or are traveling trans-Pacific, you can still take a pre-travel test to participate in the state's Safe Travels program and be exempt from the travel quarantine. For more information on the state's Safe Travels program, including a full list of trusted testing partners and more details on the vaccine exemption program, visit hawaiicovid19.com/travel. As a reminder, if you have recently returned from travel, you are encouraged to get a free COVID-19 test at the convention hall Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., no appointments needed. Please do not show up to the convention hall clinic if you have symptoms and instead call your healthcare provider. We ask everyone, including incoming travelers, to download the Aloha Safe Alert app onto your smartphone. Aloha Safe Alert is an official exposure notification which alerts you if you have been in close contact with someone exposed to COVID-19. This app does not track your location. The county's coronavirus rental and utility assistance program is now available in partnership with KGE FCU. In-person application assistance events will be available on May 26th, 27th, and 29th for interested applicants. If you or someone you know is having trouble with paying rent or utility bills, encourage them to apply to this program. To apply online or for a list of on-site assistance events, visit kauaiRentHelp.com/home. We know what works to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 on our island. Please wear your masks when you're around others, especially in crowded indoor spaces. Wash your hands, keep your distance, avoid gatherings, and of course, consider getting a vaccine. Mahalo for helping to keep Kauai safe.